gynecologist, Dr. Laura Saunders, to get some tips. How are you this morning, Doc?
Happy Thursday and good morning to you all.
Okay, we can barely hear you. Speak up. We love you.
I'm going to do my best.
Okay, perfect. All right, so why is the idea of work-life balance kind of a fallacy?
So I think the word balance is really the problem here, because balance makes you think that it's even. And in a work-life balance, it's never even. Sometimes you're more devoted to work, sometimes you're more devoted to your family, and the reason that it's an imbalance. So I want to sort of take the word balance out of this equation and not have you think that it has to be perfect. Some days, it's about shifting identities.
Work-life balance, especially hard, I think, for parents, too.
Yeah, with kids especially.
It's like the two worlds, and sometimes they have to merge, especially coming out of the pandemic with people who are working from home. What kind of advice would you recommend to parents who are watching?
So I think there's a couple different things here. It's about finding a job that you love, because there's nothing worse than getting up in the morning dreading your day because you hate what you do.
Yep.
So you need to find something that fits who you are and fits what you love. Also really prioritizing family time, that there's work and then there's family time. And when you blend one into the other all the time, it makes you not feel good about yourself in either role. And as I said, we have to shift our identity. Sometimes we are our job, and sometimes we are as a parent or sister or sibling. And so to really be careful about trying to keep a boundary between those two things.
How can the job you do impact your quality of life? I mean, if you dread your job, it's definitely going to have an impact on your life, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's how that's the fast road to burnout. If you dread your job and you feel burnt out, you have higher levels of stress, it affects your immune system. That makes you more susceptible to colds and flu. There's a lot of things, other health risks that happen when you experience high levels of stress. So I think it's really, really important to find something that you love, find something that fits who you are, because it's so cyclical, it affects your mental health as well.
Doc, how can we feel more secure in setting those boundaries you were speaking of? So outside of work time, we're putting our boundaries up. How do we kind of lean into it and go, this is okay, this is good?
I think it's about having conversations with your employers. So many employers now really want the people that work for their organization to be happier, because there's a tremendous amount of research that shows that happier workers are more productive. So have conversations with your bosses or your managers and exert as much flexibility as you can. COVID changed the landscape for so many jobs that you can work from home and that you can do things that create more flexibility and make your life a little bit easier.
And we should be taking advantage of vacation time, right? I shouldn't feel guilty about this?
Absolutely.
No, you should not.
Taking time off is really important. And taking time off means taking time off. It doesn't mean, checking your email constantly. It doesn't mean getting involved in video conferences on your off time. So taking time off means just that, unplugging and taking time away.
Yeah, that's a very difficult task for me.
Yeah. Well, you've been here for a long time. You also have a lot of vacation time, but that's time that you worked hard for.
Yeah, you gotta understand. And our bosses here encourage us to take our time. It's not like they don't, but sometimes you always just feel a little guilt.
Guilt, because you're part of a team and you don't want to let them down.
Absolutely.
Especially that, that FOMO guilt too. If there's something really big happening here at the station and we're not here, sometimes we feel, right, a little bit like, oh, I want to help out.
We're drawn in. That's understandable.
Right, so it's managing the guilt as well.
That's good. All right. Well, thanks, Doc. We really appreciate your time today. Dr. Laura Saunders at the Institute of Living for Hartford Healthcare. We appreciate it. You look great today.
Yes, you do, in that yellow.
Have a great day.
All right, you too.